happy new year and all of that jazz. Today, we're going to talk about budgeting like a millionaire, because most millionaires started from scratch. One of the things that I think is problematic for many people is delayed gratification. And if you cannot practice delayed gratification on a small scale, it's going to be very, very hard, regardless of how much money you make, for you to hit that millionaire status. So what we're going to do is talk about this, and I'm going to give you stage 1 budgeting for free. Hold on a second. Let me get into this wonderful bean footage here. And I'm going to show you what I'm about to do. It's going to be smooth too. Oh, let's go in here. Well, I think we're going here. I'll find it in a minute. All right. So for those of you who are in Hustle Camp, this is already there. It's already part of the thing because it's one of the blank courses that I've activated. So I'm going to probably make this section free. Budgeting like a millionaire, step 1, personal responsibility over your money. Because I'm going to get into the stage 1 stuff here, and we're going to get a little bit crazy with it. So that's coming. The link, there's nothing there now, and I haven't made it free yet, so just hold on a second. That will happen in a minute, because this video is going to be the first section, and it's going to be free. How cool is that? All right. So let's do this. Hey, this is Glendon Cameron, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu University, where your real financial education begins. So with that, let's start off with visual aids. Now, we're going to call this, I'm going to put this up here, and it's going to be super simple, and these are going to be some high quality visual aids. So stage 1 is this. It is $0 to 50,000, and then it's 50,000 to 75,000. All right, stage 1. Put that up there. Can you see it? Cool. That's the stage 1. Now, these are income ranges that you should not be, regardless of your credit score, regardless of what the bank tells you, you should not be financing cars because you can't afford them. So stage 1, 0 to 50,000, 50 to 75,000. I know you're going like, there was a very interesting conversation in one of the crypto groups on Facebook. I did not participate because I would have caused a lot of hurt feelings, because there were many people there who felt it was perfectly comfortable to have a lot of debt and to take money to invest. Now, fundamentally, that is a false premise, because it is operating on the situation that things will remain the same. And I'm just sitting there because there's this one person that was like, you know, if you have debt, you shouldn't be investing. Then because of the fear of missing out, and it's like everyone should be investing in crypto and all this other stuff. So there are people out there who think that it's fundamentally financially sound to invest while having a heavy debt burden. Now, I don't believe in that. I don't think you should be investing with a heavy debt burden. So let's talk about a few exceptions. You have a house, you have student loans. We've addressed that before, we'll address that again. All right, so you have these two things, house, student loans, right? They're fixed, they're long-term payments. You can invest, but if that house payment if those student loan payments are taking more than 60, 70% of your income, you need to address that. Sell the house or do something to address those student loan payments, because if you're investing in something as speculative as crypto, and right now it's a free-for-all. If you're a trader, there are people who made hundreds of thousands. There are people who have made millions. But at some point, the party's going to stop. At some point, these gains are going to slow down. Understand, institutional money is the reason that these things are popping the way they are, because Bitcoin for 8-9 years was just like a $600-700. It was growing steadily and consistently. Now it's like grow, drop, grow, drop. That is classic pump and dumps. But hey, a lot of people don't want to hear that. All right. So you should not. Now, this is what you should have. You should have what we like to call a point A to point B car. That's what you need to have. And I'm going to give you some point A to point B car types. Honda, Toyota, Nissan, and your budget should be $3,000 to about $7,000. That's enough money that most people could save and pay that car off. Now, if you're making, let's say you're making $50,000 a year, right? We can say about 12 is going for taxes. Let's say 10 to 12, which leaves you 40,000 divided by, and then, once you get into your health insurance and some other stuff, you're bringing home barely $3,000 a month, or you might be bringing home less than $3,000 a month. So let's say you're $2,800, which is $1,400 each pay period. That's not a lot of money when you're talking about financing a $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 car payment. Oh yes, there are people who are making $50,000 walking around here with $600, $700, and $800 car payments. Yes, Virginia, this is true. And what you're doing is robbing yourself of future gains, because the interest is front loaded on these loans. Let's say you get a 3-year car loan from moderately respectable lot. You have decent credit, so your payment's $450. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you look in your payment book, in your loan coupon book, you'll see out of that $450, $402 is going toward interest, because the loan is front loaded with interest. That is where you lose. And you're like, well, so what? So let's see. Let's do the math on that, because this is your budgeting. This is the things you need to do. And this is something I did a long time ago. And we're going to get into this whole thing, how cars keep you poor. All right. I need my calculator. Here we go. We got a calculator. All right. So you do 450 times 36. That's $16,000. The original price of the car was $10,000. Oh, wait, whoa, you put some money down. You put $1,500 down. So you have paid $700, almost $8,000 in interest on a $10,000 car. You cannot get ahead doing stupid human tricks such as that. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get ahead, because so much of your money, because let's reframe that. Let's say you had a point A to point B car, and you took that $450 and put it in a mutual fund. You would be ahead of the game. Or you took that $450 and invested in the business. You would be ahead of the game. Or you took that $450 and, under current circumstances, invested in crypto. You would be ahead of the game. But by taking that $450 and paying all of that interest, you have removed almost $8,000 from your disposable income. Which, and I'm going to show you something. All right. Let me go back to this. It's going to be very eye-opening. It's going to be a little scary. All right. So let's say, let's bring you guys in on this. Let's say you brought, all right, so you just put the $8,000 in there, and you got a suck. Let's just say 5%. All right. Let's 5 to 8%. All right. Okay. Oh, that's where. And let's say you just put that $8,000 in something, and you never add. Now, see, you never added any more money in it. You put the $8,000 away in the fund, and you got 5 to 8%. Never added another penny. In 20 years, you would have $21,226. Versus removing that eight, and that's just, you know, if you took the $8,000 and put it in this mutual fund for just 3 years. Now, let's say you did this and you put it in there for 50. So $8,000 invested in a reasonable mutual fund with returns of 5 to 8%, not even 10. So if you're like 20 and you got $8,000 and you throw it in a mutual fund, you never touch it, you never mess with it, that will turn into almost, you know, it'll turn into $90,000 over 50 years. Now, let's do this. You put the $850 in there and you put $150 a month. That's $468, $468,000. $8,000, $150, which is about $1,800 a year for 50 years. If you start off with that. So you see how much money that you're throwing away. It is the money or your bullets in this financial war. So the less bullets you have, the less shots you can take. All right, so let's get in this chat room and see what's going on with people. All right. What's up, Johnny Walton? The Genesis Project, Conscious Ether, Enrique, Lucifer, Famone, Christian, Shalise, MJ Electronics, Regular Web Guy, HD Wash, Quazzle, Awkward Beat, AKW Beats, AKW, Diana Thompson. What's up, Raquel? What's up, Kindle Vision, Lucifer, Victoria Gannon, Zola, Dennis, Quentin Hodge. I got this hat from YouTube Space in London. It was dope. What's up, Golene? Lucifer, Naja Borge, first time live. Just bought the Hustler's Mindset and Credit Bundle. Had to go into bankruptcy because of such of dumb mistakes with money management, but I learned my lessons. Well, that's good, man. Charlie McKinney, what's up? Angel Hands, what's going on? Tasha, Victoria, oh, y'all are having a little chat. Erica Watson, Latanya. Charles, with a good purchase, Hustle Calf is turning into. I told y'all months ago. What's up, Driven for Success, Mood, Motivation. Pamela C, financing cars is a death sentence for your finances. Isn't that the truth? What's up, Honey Bunny? Pamela. Let's see, I'm going to make Honey Bunny a mod. It seems that once I make you a moderator, you're like a moderator for everything. Just in case the foolishness starts. You never know. We will have a whole nother video about tax reform. What's up, Shalise? Johnny Walton, he don't even drive, man. Well, you got to understand, Warren started off with some nice stuff. Erica Watson, we never financed a car again. Bought my car cash. Having no car, that's a beautiful thing. Yes, it is. What's up, Chris Monroe? There are more than one way to make money with Bitcoin. Trading the hardest way, in my opinion. I mean, we'll get in that on the channel. Melvin Parker, yes, my cousin's paying like $600 something a month. Interest is a killer. If he is in the early stages of that loan, he is paying high $400s to $500 some per month in interest. To tell you the difference between us and Warren Buffett, he's still rich. We poor, so we really can't relate to him. He's not like us because he could stay in the same house he grew up and hasn't bought a car. I mean, Warren Buffett's house is nice. You got to understand. It's not like he's living in some BS. Dana Thompson, $700. That was my mortgage with insurance and taxes for a car. Yep. Lucifer, good point. He got rich when he was in our shoes. Should at least pay cash for all my cars. Learned that lesson from my mother. Many people do it. Christian Anderson. What's up, Rana? I got played on my car note. Well, the more you know, the better you do, Tasha. I mean, you're learning this stuff now. Mood motivation. Many people, my average friend pays at least $450 to $600 and try to get me to buy a new one all the time. I've only 2 cars I've ever had and will continue to do so. Don't finance, buy. DJ Slink, my next car will be a write-off for my business. Excellent. Latonya Jones, that is nonsense. Credit is a tool to be used for convenience. Credit is not better than money. And I'm going to explain why in a minute. True. Pretty much, Diana. I know. Erica Watson, let's see. Let's just kind of get into that right now. Do not cut expenses. What you want to do is manage your money. There's a difference between money management and proper allocation than cutting your expenses. So part of this is what you need to do is to create a written budget of everything that you're spending money on. And the second thing you need to do is keep a receipt of every purchase that you make this month. Keep a receipt, gas, whatever. Put those receipts in an envelope. And at the end of the month, look at those receipts, and you will be blown away at how much money you waste on little stuff. Some soda at the convenience store. You got maybe the premium Netflix. You will find, and I promise you this, if everyone keeps a receipt, tracks their money for a month, everyone in here will find $300 to $1,000 that you were just blowing. That's like found money. So really, really manage that. Oh, wow. If you're young, the insurance is pretty high here too. P Show Biz, what's up? What's up, Malcolm? Johnny Walton, I bought a car for money for $600, had to put some work into it, and it seems like my family still does not like it. Hey, you driving that, they're not. Charlotte, would getting zero finance money to finance a purchase be a notable exception to holding the money for another purpose? If you have a position like, let's say, you got $100,000 cash in the bank, and you're going to do that 0% thing. That makes sense because you always have money to pay it off. If you have a job and you pay 0% interest, what's going to happen if you lose that job for 2 or 3 months and you have no savings? you're going to get behind. And I'm quite sure that if you get behind, that's going to trigger an interest penalty. So as long as everything stays cool and you have your job, it really isn't that harmful. But how many people in here were laid off last year or had an illness or something that interrupted their cash flow? This is the danger of even the 0% interest, because I have never financed. I did finance one vehicle recently, and what I did was pay it off very quickly. Like, the payment was something astronomical. It was like $700, and I was paying $1,500 to get it paid off. And then it blew up on me, so I just got out of that. But I had the money in the bank to pay it off. If you don't have the money in the bank, you don't have a situation where you can get the money, even 0% interest financing could be dangerous. Tasha, K-Boy DFs, I'm up. I'm up, Uncle. That's funny. Joe Shaw, my wife is watching you as well and just came and gave me props because I've been telling people for years that financing a car is a waste of money. Buy a decent A to B car. Yeah, because if you're in this, you need to have a car that is not taking too many bullets out of your financial gun. I mean, 50,000, 75,000 is not what it used to be. It's just not. You have inflation, you have taxes, your buying power is greatly reduced. And in stage 2, we'll get into some other things that you can do because your income's a little higher. But stage 1, the only debt you should have is a house payment, and we'll even talk about that in a minute, and student loans, and we will talk about how to get rid of them. That's it. If you're making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, that's the only debt that you can really afford. Now, there is afford, and then there is what the banks and the credit card companies and the finance companies will give you. You could have a score of 850, let's say 840, and they will give you the world. But this is what happens, and we're going to do the budget of someone making $55,000 a year, which is high income for most of America, since most Americans make 38 and below. And this is just a higher income. So you make it 55,000. Let's pull out the old trusty calculator. So 55,000 minus, what's the standard deduction? I think it's 12K now. So that leaves you 43 minus 35%. Wow. I gotta do this again. I gotta do this again because that looked, I think I did something wrong. I'm gonna do it again. 55,000 minus 12,000 equals 43. Now 43,000 minus, let's say 28%. So that leaves 30,000 plus the 12 again. All right, that's 42 grand divided by 12. So that's 35,800. Taxes. Let's just go ahead and pull out insurance and a few other things. So that's going to bring you down to about 3,100. All right, so you make 55 grand, and after taxes, you're down to 30, and and insurance and other stuff, you're down to 3,100 a month, which is like $37,000 a year that you get, money you get to put in your pocket. All right, so let's see what a $550 car payment does to that. minus 480 minus 550. So that brings you down to 2,500. And this is high income for most people. So you got an apartment or a house. Let's say you're conservative. You don't go for as much house, and your house payment is $1,200. So minus 1,200. So that leaves you $1,350. Oh, snap. We got insurance. Minus 125. That leaves you, oh, gas. Gas is going to be $200 to $400 a month, depending on how much you drive. So let's split it down the middle and say $250 minus $250. So that leaves you $975. You got to eat. Let's say you're super thrifty. You only spend $300 a month eating. Minus 300. That's $675. Oh, cable. Minus 80. That's $595. Cell phone bill. Minus 80. And I'm going super cheap. That's $515. And oh, do you have any credit card payments? Minus 200. So at $55,000 after taxes and after moderate stuff, you have $315 left over to invest. Now, if you have one child, you're upside down. So you see why you can't afford a car, because you go ahead and you get yourself a get out and push, that 315 turns to 865. That's how much that car is taking out of your budget. What's up, Latonia? The Genesis Project, what's going on? Must learn how to read your bank statement. Oh man, I forgot. You got a bank account, that's $12. Shalice Hampton. I cut the non-essentials to save. And Johnny Walton, there's a good app to use to keep receipts in order. Just Google tax receipts. You know, what they keep with receipts. Let's see, where are we here? Whoa. I definitely know where the leaks are in my budget. That's the ticket. We're going to address that a little later. That's true. What's up, Erica Watson? Save money. Honey Bunny, I was laid off 4 months for four months, and I had to have surgery at the time. Thank God I had a minimum of $10K saved and no car payments, or that 4 months would have taken me out if I not had that. True story. What if you don't have debt and a ton of savings and good credit? Once again, I just showed you what happens if you made $55,000 and you didn't have a lot of debt and you didn't have a crazy thing. You're still one car payment because the income is so low. So you still, because it really depends, more at the minimalist, it depends upon your monthly burn rate. Latonya Jones, I have a 2000 Cadillac I own, but it's down. I'm contemplating on whether I should keep it or not. Would it be a good investment for me to keep it since I own it? Well, Latonya Jones, you need to do a little research, find out if you can flip it, find out what's wrong with it, because a car that is paid for is worth its weight in gold. Johnny Walton, is financing commercial semi a good idea? Yes. It makes money. You know, that's something else. Charlotte, thanks. I wanted to hear your take on it. People talk about interest. You'd be losing, dropping a lump sum of money all at once on or using the bank's free money. Let's talk about that. Hey, I have a good credit score. Banks can give me interest-free loans. This is one of the little gotchas that a lot of people don't understand. Once a bank hooks you like that, they're going to hook you again. And sooner or later, you're going to miss a payment. And that's going to trigger all that interest on Best Buy, all of the stuff. And it's going to be 23 and 24%. And it's going to be front-loaded again. I had my banker when I was pulling out the money to pay cash for my car. And she was like, well, you know, I'm like, nope. Because, see, I made a big adjustment. Like last year, I had 4 clients paying me a lot of money. I don't have those clients anymore. But I never lived on that income like when I had it because I knew that it wasn't going to last long. So my car is paid off. Well, both my cars are paid off. And the only thing I have is a mortgage payment. And I got like $2,500 of credit card debt that I'm going to pay off probably tomorrow when the bank's open. So by having a vehicle that is paid off, I don't have to worry about the future. As long as you're on the payment trap, you always have to worry about the future. Let's say everything went to hell. I lost this office. I had to get rid of Patty. I had to get rid of Belinda. And I went home back to the basement and I was making like $7,000 a month. I am still ahead of the game. So all my decisions and purchases are predicated on what may happen in the future. So if you pay cash for a car, and this is another thing, if you pay cash for a car, you can break them down. If you buy a car that is expensive and it's the end of the month, you can break them down. I got like $5,000 off of my car just by paying cash. So if you look at, if I had financed it, I would, even at a low interest rate, I still would have paid $20,000 in interest. Still. You just cannot beat paying cash for a car. Because let's go ahead and go way off into the future. Let's go 10 years into the future. And I don't have a car note. And if I took the money that I would, use for a car note and just put it in a mutual fund, $1,000 a month, 10 years. You know what? Let's do this. Because let's say, start here, $1,000. Take you back to the calculator. $1,000. And we do $1,000 a month. And we go, I like this. It's so easy to use. Just 10 years. And let's say, let's get rid of, let's take it down to 6%. Let's take it to 4 to 6%. And if I invested $1,000 in a low yield, because let's see, I would make about $45K in compound interest. Now let's say, you know what? I'm not buying any more cars, and I continue to do this. Or I do this. So if I invested $1,000 a month in a low yield interest, 4 to 6%, not even 10%, not even 8%, for 30 years, $675,000. So let's go ahead and look at what the principal contributions are on that, because that's going to be, my calculator went away. Hold on, I need to find my calculator. What the hell? All right, there it is. So 12,000 times 30 is 360,000. So I would have compound interest of $310,000. Do not believe the hype when people tell you that the bank's free money. Because see, That is a poor person's game. Even if you're making $50,000, even if you're making $150,000, it's like, well, I am not going to take this lump sum of money and put it somewhere, because then I can use the bank's free money, then invest this money over here. There's just one little problem with that. Most folks don't invest the money. Half of America's broke. So if that was such a smart play and everything, why aren't people doing it? A lack of financial discipline. Most folks are not doing that. They're going out and getting that interest-free loan, and they're living high on the hog. So that's what they're doing. Heart's Desire, I'm looking to increase, show more profits. How do you feel about systems like Profit First for a business owner? What is that? Lamode, good morning. I was laid off for 3 months. I'm back to work now. Thank God I had no car note to worry about. Purpose Pit, advice for buying your first car. I need a car for better side. Should I keep the crappy jobs but the car note? What do you need this car for, Purpose Pit? Jigga, 1017, Glennon. How would one make a budget invest off of $854 a month with 100? You need to make more money, Jigga. You're in a bad position. With $854 a month, you can't invest nothing. Cool, Erica. Let's see. What happened? All right. What's up, J Love? DJ Slink, if you want to live a type of lifestyle, then you must be able to afford it. And also mentally, there is something very satisfying about paying a car off in cash. My car was paid for before it left the lot. Do you understand mentally what that does for a person? And the guy, he kept saying it. He's like, in 12 years of selling cars, he's only had 2 people do that. And I'm going to tell you, Atlanta is very good for fun. Most of the stuff around here are leases. I have found that out whenever I was looking for certain kind of cars. Eric Wassa, thank God for having adult children. What's up, Lavish Boutique? T.M. Henderson. Carl G318, thank you. Johnny Walton, I thought if you had kept a certain amount. Yeah, that's true. But if you have your 5 or 10 grand in the bank, like I suggest, that's not a problem. My accounts, you need $1,500 a month. I mean, $1,500 in there, and they don't charge you anything. Cheatable, he's right. An owned car is a gift. Master Tech speaking here. How do I talk my uncle out of traveling? He's in his late 50s, makes $16K a year, no life insurance for his children. Poor. He wants to start. He's got some other issues there. Charlotte, my problem is according for the little $5 to $10. Those things will kill you, man. One of the tricks you can do with that is to put cash in your pocket. And once you spend that cash, you cannot reload until next month. Okay. Cheatable, great budget app that's based on zero budget is YNAB. What's up, G Ranks? And Mint is, and I recommend Mint to a lot of people. I suggest everyone go ahead. I'm going to show it to you. Mint. And it's free. I suggest you sign up. Everyone, sign up for Mint today and do these things. Save all of your receipts for the month. Take out a cash budget, put it in your wallet, and once that cash is gone, you can't spend anymore. I'm telling you, The budgeting aspect is so important to becoming wealthy, and there's not enough attention devoted to it. There's not enough people really talking about it, because once you start to manage your money, you will get such a profound sense of confidence and freedom that that's going to free you from the bill things. Now, something that a lot of people don't talk about, the emotional cost of paying bills, the stress of paying bills. If you reduce that stress by only having 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things that you have to pay a month, your stress level in life across the board will go down. Eric, well, absolutely. The car dealer chased me down when he wouldn't agree to my price. I put the cash back in my pocket and left. He changed his mind quick. Oh, yes, you can. I recommend this is the thing about having personal responsibility over your money. You need to be active and you need to be intentional with your money, because a lot of things is, once again, this is poor people financial advice. Just put it on the app, automated deductions. You don't miss it. All of this stuff is hinged on that conditions will stay the same. Conditions will not stay the same. You're going to lose that job. You're going to get a better job. You're going to start a business. Something's going to happen. It is not going to stay the same. So if you're in the position where you're paying cash for your toys, you're paying cash for your cars, you're managing your money very well, when these changes happen, and they will happen, they don't punch you as hard. One of the things that I learned from being exceptionally poor, living in that boarding house, is I am never going back. And everything I do predicates and keeps me in the position where I don't have to even think about going back or even think about being in that situation, because the way that this is set up, like, the Bitcoin money and stuff, that's my retirement stuff. That is not my here and now money. I went ahead and moved that somewhere. I don't even think about it. That's not here and now money. But I have it set up where I could live at a minimum. If I made $3,400 a month, I could live. And that means keeping the cars, all the furniture in my house is paid for, all the art is paid for, all of these machines are paid for. So I'm essentially have created a situation where my business can weather a lot of punches, because it's not leveraged at all. It's not leveraged at all. So that's one of the things, because many people make financial decisions for the here and now based upon the information the here and now with little regard to the future. I'm telling you, conditions are going to change. They may not change this year. They may not change next year. You may get married. You may have a kid. And ladies, don't hate me for this, but if you're in a situation where you can stay home, most women who have that situation do for 1 or 2 years. I think it's a good thing for the kid, but we live in that kind of society. That's what I was saying yesterday. Yeah, Mint is great. I don't know about YNAB, but I'll check it out. Great webinar thing. I think all the people through all walks of life all over the country that volunteer, how great it is to not have a car payment for X amount of time. I'm telling you, man. Ebony Empire, your bills don't stay the same. You have so many situations. Now, let's talk about the other side of budgeting that people do not talk about. Make more money. See, this is what happens. People, and someone that talked about it, I need to cut. You need to manage. You don't need to cut. You need to manage. You also need to reframe the verbiage that you use on this. So let's do this. Let's go, you're 55,000 and you're a business owner. Business owner, right? So you're making 55K as a business owner. So you expense everything and your tax bill is like $5,000, right? So you still get to use $50,000 of your money, or 5,000, let's see, close to, once again, I'll be accurate here since we are talking about numbers. So 50,000 divided by 12. So you get to use $4,166 of your money by turning your income into a business income. But that's kind of probably stage 2. But so I'm going to go with stage 1, make more money. Stage 1, make more money. And this should be a mandate in your life. This should be, you should push so hard on making more money. So first thing that you do after, because you've got money management, money management, you're managing your money well. You know where every penny goes. You've gotten rid of all of these stupid bills. You don't have a car note. You've got yourself a point A to point A. I'll tell you a story real quick. I was in the storage auction business and I had a BMW 530 and the transmission went out. I was so sick of that car, I got rid of it. But in the interim, I went on Craigslist. I paid $800 for a Honda Accord, a 1991 Honda Accord. I was showing up, and this was also when gas went up too. That was another thing. And I felt no different in that Honda because it was, the 91, the Honda Accord SE was a little sporty and stuff. It was a 5-speed, $800 car. I remember going on a date, and I picked her up, and she was an attorney, and we went to this Christmas party. My car was the absolute worst car on the street. People had Bentleys, BMWs and stuff. And I went to the party and everything. And what I did was so interesting. Everyone talked to me and everything. And it was just funny because I had transcended that I need this type of car to the point that I was real comfortable taking her out in this 1991 Honda Accord. It cost $800. When it threw something, I actually sold it for $750 and it wasn't running. So understand, if you want to be wealthy, you need to get rid of that car payment for now. You need to do this because think about it. I can pay cash for cars. I have 2 expensive cars that I paid for and something else too. And this is just another bit of advice. Get what you want. Once you transcend the first stage of money management, and if you get to the point where you aspire to, you want a Bentley, get it. If you do the right things, if you manage your money right, you will be in a position to get that Bentley and pay cash. You'll be in a position to pay cash because that's my next move. That's the next move that I want. I want to pay cash for my next house. That's the move that I'm working on. Because when I was growing up, and I remember Mrs. Jones, Mr. Willingham, Mrs. Kennebrew, Mr. Kennebrew, all their houses were paid for. These people never made more than 20, as a couple, 20 grand. And they had like pension and Social Security, and they were at home. They were making it. They were making it, and these were not multimillionaires. These were not people who made big money, and they were making it. And I'm just sitting there like, a lot of this information that we're hearing is targeted for poor people, and it's designed to keep you poor. It is designed to keep you poor. If you go through this money management stage 1, which I'm about to get into, because money management, and then 2, make more money. You must manage the money you have very well before you make more money. And make more money because once you start making more money and you do not do the budgeting situation first, you're going to have what I call escalating lifestyle. Let's say you have no budget, but you make so much money that nothing really ever gets shut off. You always have money. It's just that you have to adjust your income, but you have no budget. You don't know what's going on with that. So what you're going to do is you're going to make more money and you're going to slide your lifestyle up. And your lifestyle is going to be proportional to the money that you're making. So the minute that money drops, you got problems. That's how these athletes get in trouble. I don't understand when you make millions of dollars a year when you are financing a car. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I've had people arguments like, well, no, if you're making even if you're an NFL rookie making league minimum, you should not be financing a car. League minimum is like $500,000 a year. You should not be financing the car. You can get most cars. Let's say you only play football 7 months out the year. Let's say you want you a Porsche. A Porsche is $100,000. You can still pay cash for it. You can still pay cash for it, even at league minimum. So I don't get this. I see the comments are rolling. Hold on, let me get in here. Malaria 76 just had a little boy. My lady stays home. I hunt and gather. Okay. Prince. Those mosquitoes didn't stop it, man. Oh, I'm going to talk about student loans. T.M. Henderson, something crazy to talk about. I make up to $3,000 a month. My bills are less than $300 a month, but I cried because I don't know why I won't qualify credit. Not even the credit report makes sense. T.M. Henderson, you probably have no credit score. If you were to get yourself a $5,000 secured credit card and don't really use it, your credit will explode in less than a year. Oh, we're about to get in that. Honda, A to B, malaria shot. Harsh, profits versus a system that will have you take profits from the business before paying expenses of sale. Oh, okay. I don't think, well, you got to pay the expenses. I kind of think that this is somewhat like the way that I talk about laddering your checking accounts, if that's what I think. Prince driving Honda Civics build character. It sure does. Shalice Salone's car is clean, doesn't matter. Yes, there is hope for you to get a Bugatti. Tim Henderson, I had to sell for a car that I didn't want but paid cash for a month ago. Slow crap, T.M. Henderson. Keep that. The dealership couldn't figure out what was going to do because they cared about me and they blessed me. Keep that car till the wheels go off and work on some other stuff. Troy Glover, never had a car payment, owned an auto collision shop. I buy cars, auto auctions, refurbish them, and resell. Father started a business, everything paid for. That's a beautiful thing, Troy Glover. Check your insurance. Some will not cover a house with no mortgage or at a higher price. That's funny. I'm just telling the truth, Tasha. I just looked at a video about profit first. Believe that you shouldn't touch that money until you make over $30,000 or more. Okay. Andrew Telly, yes. T.M. Henderson, yeah, go ahead and go below the video and get the super credit bundle. Human 2.1. I trade Forex, and money management is one of the main fundamentals of trading. But a large majority of traders fail at that. Managing money in general is hard for most people. That is true, Human 2.0. All right, so let's talk about making more money in the student loan situation. I did a video about this, but I'm going to do it again. What you need to do, if you have very high student loans, and I'm going to consider very high student loans $30,000 to $100,000, you need to keep your job, start a side hustle that makes $500 the $3,000 a month, and you need to throw as much money at that student loan as possible. And this is why. If you have a student loan, $30,000 to $100K, it is going to impact you in so many ways unless you have exceptionally high income. If you have exceptionally high income, it's not going to throw your ratios off. You can still buy a house. You can still do all that stuff. But most people don't have high income. Let's say you have student loans of $30K. So what you will do is take a sheet of paper. You will get all your student loan documents. You know to the penny how much you owe. And one of the things you'll do is you will still make your monthly payment on your student loans, and then you'll make a principal payment. You would figure out however you pay them. So first you start the side business, you get it rolling. Let's say you're making $1,500 a month from your side business, and you've gone through money management step 1. You know where your money's going. You got additional money. Cool. This $1,500 goes straight to those student loans, and you make a principal payment. You want this to be on the check, or you just like, how do I pay on the principal? Because if you just go ahead and, once again, a lot of these loans, I've never had student loans, but I'm making some assumptions here. A lot of them are interest loaded. So if your student loan payment is $850, you're paying $750 in interest. You do not want to take your additional new money and pay interest. What you want to do is figure out a way that you could throw money on the principal, because as the principal comes down, the interest comes down. So let's say you got $30,000 and you make $1,000 extra a month you could throw on those student loans, and you still make the student loan payment from your regular income. After you pay $12,000 on the principal, you'll see your student loan payment schedule drop by years, because that 12 grand is going to the principal, therefore reducing the interest. So that's how you handle those student loans. And it's a tough thing. And one of the reasons you got to be so aggressive with this, you can't bankrupt out of student loans. There's nothing you can do with student loans except pay them, or if you're a teacher or in some profession where they will give you loan forgiveness. That's it. You have no choice. This is man up, woman up, put your big boy pants on, put your big girl panties on, and just rock out, because if you don't, these things will haunt you for the next 20, 30, 40 years. So that's how you handle that. What's up, Kaylee Lee? I own my 17-year-old truck for 8 years, and I know it's inside and out, no payment, no mechanic. Awesome. Tasha James, I love it because the poverty mindset has got me is my financial issues, and I'm getting my personal development to be and do better. Call Steen. Yes, profit first is just another form of laddering your checking accounts. Use profit first for the past 5 years, but been paid cash on Friday for 3 rehab houses. Both methods work. Awesome. Human 2.0, I accidentally came across this channel like 5 minutes ago. This is good stuff. I hit that subscribe button, bang the notification bell, and smash the like button. Thank you. That's funny. Remember, insurance and mortgage both are part of financial for-profit enterprises, and actually most parent companies are the same. Oh, that's funny. I'll look into that when I get to that point, but that's the next step, to pay cash for a house. Or if I have some commercial property that comes up and I'm able to buy that, I would probably buy the commercial property first, make money off the commercial property, and continue to have a mortgage. Just depends on how the numbers look. Benny G, I owe a ton of student loan debt. I teach, but loan forgiveness ain't much. It helps, but it's not much. Thank God, no kids. It's just me. I don't think they're doing loan forgiveness anymore. Well, you know, look who's in office. Pamela C., look who's in office. Charlatan, recommendations for basic expenses accounting. You know, this is something else too. Basic accounting, I have an accountant, so that's one of the things. Because trying to keep up with this stuff would be crazy for me. But I'll look into that. All right. So stage 1, make more money. money management. Now, this is going to be some tough love. If you're in a position where you have a lot of student loan debt, you can't be choosy. You need to pick a business that is proven to make money. It may be boring, it may be hard, car washing, a maid service, commercial cleaning. It needs to be something like that. Doesn't have to, or I guess you can open up a social media agency. Those seem to be hot. But you got to do something that makes money, whether you like it or not. That's the key, because, trying to pick a business that makes you happy and fulfills your inner child and all that other stuff, you don't have time for that. The student loan thing is real. It's going to hold you back. It can prevent you from getting married. It can prevent you from having kids because you owe so much. Kaylee, starting my cleaning business to be in steps ready to quit my job, quit my your part-time job. Also, Kylie, don't quit your job. No. Because the thing is, you don't quit your job unless your job is interfering with your cleaning business. That's the only reason you quit your job. I don't care how much you hate it. I don't care how much you dislike it. You don't quit your job. I never recommend, the only reason you should quit your job if it's interfering with your business, which is making money. That's it. Some states are starting to treat student loans like child support. They're revoking professional license. Wow. Another reason to get those bad boys paid off. Stephanie Lindecker, so happy that I discovered you 5 months ago. Your videos of management of money has paid off my $28,000 of debt. Now I have $2,500 available per month to start my side business. Let's do the slow clap for Stephanie. That's awesome, Stephanie. Honey Bun, I'm an accountant. If someone wants any basic help, I'm willing to help them. There it is. Human 2.0, welcome to the family. Levinsky Page, I had to take action and do the budgeting steps. I make the money, but I spend it. This is one of the things. And it's really, really hard. And I can actually say it ain't your fault. I know this may disturb some people, but it's your parents' fault. One of the issues with my upbringing was my mother was horrible with money. And that made me become excellent with money because she was horrible. I just saw firsthand what bad money management will do. Johnny Walton, I have a niece here in Alabama who's an orphan. She's going to school for free. What should she take up to have a good future? She really needs to pick something proven. Aunt Briggs, 30 days to 2,500 bought last week, December. First job as a handyman last week, 2,500. It works if you work it, man. It works. Congratulations, Aunt. Everybody in here giving Steph the big hand, Kylie, do not use Groupon. Be very careful with Groupon. I had a friend that used Groupon because the thing is, what happens with Groupons is people will cash them in before they expire, so you can have a huge influx of business and you not be making that a lot of money. What's up, Emperor? Carl G318 Southern Hospitality. He's telling the real truth on the side hustle. I'm doing with a regular full-time job. Best to have one no matter what the side hustle is. Actually turns itself into a business with little effort. Hey, what's up, Catherine? Let's see. I'm going to screenshot this. Oh, yeah, I'm screenshotting this. This is just too good not to share. All right, so let's get back to this. Yeah, because the thing is, with the side hustle, what you do is you position yourself to change your social class. But the big part, and let's go back to, most of our parents don't teach us nothing about money. Like my daughter, I had to go teach her. I had to go open up a checking account with her, which is real interesting these days. I put her on one of my credit cards to give her a credit score. And then now we're going through this thing where she's having to do some very astute budgeting. And it's a process because no one sits down and says, this is what you should do with your money. This is how you should operate with your money. No one, very few people get that. And for the folks who have a parent that says, hey, this is how you handle your money, or a parent who sets you up in business, you have no reason to be mad at your parent because what they have done for you is amazing. And a lot of people are entitled, and a lot of people go out and find stuff to be mad about when they really shouldn't. Because a financial education that you get from your parent is amazing because most folks don't get that. Most folks don't even get sex education from their parents. But making more money is serious. Now, let's go ahead and say you're on stage 1, and let's be real. It's going to take you a few months to do stage 1. Which is to get your budget, to know where your money is. That's going to take a few weeks or a few months because you're not used to doing it, and it's going to take some time to establish new behaviors. Now, once you've done that, and once you pick your side hustle, anything you do that makes you $500 a month. And once again, I've showed the average income here. $500 a month to someone making 50 grand a month could be life-changing. Life-changing. So then after a year or two, you've had that side hustle, you've got your money managed, you got the point A to point B car, you got no credit card debt, and you got at least 10 to 30 grand in the bank. You can make some major moves now. You could do so many things because the guy who used to buy my gold, he said when he got to $10,000, which allowed him to buy a lot of gold, that was when he had his first $30,000 month. I'll tell you about how speed in business makes you money. One of the things that happens is you got to have cash flow. One of the things I learned, and this just came because of frustration, we were spending so much money throwing stuff away at the transfer station. It was ridiculous. And I said, look, if we could just get rid of this stuff real quick, put it in the corner for $1, right? Because the dollar sections really started out as just a corner. Just a corner. And then it expanded to literally half of the warehouse because it worked so well. And I got the idea because, there was this place around the corner, everything was $1. And I was like, let's just say it. And, people were like, yo, man, what about, could I get this much and this much for 50 cents an article? And part of me was just like, yeah, all right. Because I had to pull out of that. I was going to get it my own way because the thing, it was moving. It was moving. People get 100 pieces at $1 and they say, you take 75? Yeah. I had to fight down that principal person because I was like, dude, you were actually spending money to throw this stuff away. Yet you want to dicker. It was just like, and my partner this is so funny. She was just so hot that the first few weekends, she couldn't even be in the warehouse because she would just see all of this stuff going out. And then when she saw the money, she was like, oh, that does work. So you got to have some consistent cash flow. It could be a pricing issue or whatever, but you got to get that rolling. You got to keep your job because the next year, and I can say this because this is January 7th, you start this process now. This year's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. You're going to backslide. But once again, if your goals are written down, your budget is written down, you can always come back and get on track. Understand, you may blow your budget. You may do something stupid. You may buy something. Cool. Come back to the budget because if you do this year, you will make a decision, whether you have kids or not, that will impact your grandkids when you do have kids. You will be Papa. You'll be the guy on the boat. You'll be all that. Let's see, worry. Benny, my parents did not teach me about money. I used a program. Okay. Christian Amerson, I totally agree with you. It sounds like a special troll that keeps thumbs down. Oh, I don't even worry about them. I mean, I had super trolls. Those fools who like thumbs down the video before it even starts and stuff, I don't even care about them. Because I want you to think about this. Someone is exercising energy to dislike something for foolishness. Let's see. Ricardo Roper. Hey, Glennon, what should you do if you're upside down on your car loan and want to get out of it? Well, you can sell it, put money with it, and take a loss. I mean, that's pretty much what you're going to have to do, or pay it off and keep it. Anton Biggs also read the book you suggested, Thou Shalt Prosper. It's no wonder Jewish people are light years ahead. They teach their children to serve the community through business. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. What's up, Jerry Westbrooks? And for those of you here for the first time, be sure to go below and hit the text notification squad list if you're in the U.S. Does not work internationally because I'm trying to do more of these. Thanks, Jerry Westbrooks. Charlton, it took me until this year about scaling up, building momentum, and how to increase cash flow. It's a process. Shalise Hamley, I learned about money from both my grandmother and mother and what they did right and they did it wrong, and it was a learning experience. Wow. Carl 318, yes, failure is a part of the process. Erica Nicole, working on getting $20,000 a month recurring income from my cleaning company outside of my niche. No one taught me. They just wanted handouts because I self-taught. Anton Briggs, my great-grandfather was Papa, and I tried to be the next Papa of a family long since we've had one. I mean, it's real. So part of the thing about getting more money, you have to make this a mindset. It has to be people gonna look at you strange. Let's just be real about it, because most people don't have this mindset. If you think you got to think about money a lot, because once you think about money, you'll see opportunities that existed, but because you weren't thinking about them, you didn't see them, if that makes sense. It has to be a money mindset, not like, well, I want to be a baller or I'm printing million. No, not that kind of stuff. It's just like, how can I serve people today? What can I start to make money? Benny, are people lazy today? Tons of snow, no kids, or broke ass adults shoveling. The American work ethic is been harmed. Everybody wants to be fly without the wings. That's just that. I mean, it's a hard thing to wrap your arms around, but like, all right, let's take this. If you got the money, don't use your cash. Borrow the money from the bank, low interest rate, zero interest rate, and then invest the cash. Everyone says that. Like this thing with cryptocurrency. Everyone's talking about crypto. Oh, I'm doing this. I flipped my XRP into Bitcoin. But this is the thing that I've noticed. Everyone's talking about how well they're doing, the money they're making. I don't see any change in their lives. And also, a lot of them do not put down the real numbers. They're just like a percentage. Oh, I did this, I flipped this. No, you know why? Because the real numbers are not that impressive. They're just not. Most of these people trading cryptos are going to be broke, or not going to do well, or going to get caught up in the lifestyle within a matter of months. Because I see people, it's like, yeah, you know, I did this. And I look at Facebook pages. I look at, you take vacations? Are your kids dressed nice? Are your kids in private school? I look at the stuff that people with money do. Not the foolish stuff, not like the car or the Bugatti or popping, not that. I look at your lifestyle. And a lot of these people who say they're making all this money from crypto, They still living in the same little shabby little house. Not to say that that's wrong, but if you were making the kind of money you say you were making, you wouldn't be living in that house. You wouldn't, not to say you would get a mansion, but you would get a nice clean house. And your kids looking kind of, so I don't know about all that. Kylie, I didn't even know about business credit. Never heard of it until recently. I'm 24. Well, there's a lot of people who don't know about business credit. Erica Nicole, 32-year-old, paid for house, cash, high equity in it. Truck will be paid off 3 years. I have no debt. I have a business. So what's the next best move? The next best move is to continue to grow your business as hard and fast as you can. You will have to take it to get that, J Love, because this is the first step. This is actually part of the curriculum course. This is just going to be the first one, and I'm going to make it free. And I got a question. Even if you knew what the curriculum was, would you buy it? I'm just curious. One of them quit their jobs to do crypto full time with no side. Wow. The Genesis Project, yeah, it paid off home and car as a peace of mind. Benny, that's true, Glenn. No one wants to do the dirt, fake. This college mentality. I went to college. I don't have to work hard. It has ruined the hard work mindset. Pretty much. All right, so with J Love, who I think is like a secret hater. Yeah, I said that. Let's kind of get into this. All right, so this is going to be kind of the first section, which is just a freebie. I'm going to put this up for free where people can kind of get a gist of it. But I'm still working on this because budgeting like a millionaire. And I'm going to probably put this one as a free, and I'm still building this out. So what is the price on this? It's going to be $149, but this part's going to be free. And also, let's see. I'm going to do something special tonight for the people who are on the text notification list. So let's do this. Let's go through everything real quick, because next week we start going really, really hard. And I think I got everything. So I love that. I'm going to keep that for a while. All right, super credit. Probably in the next day or so, I'm going to change this. There will still be a credit. It just won't be super credit because I'm going to start the crypto thing tomorrow. So I'm probably going to take this and put in just some credit course and leave it at that. Or maybe these three, because the crypto course is going to be wild. Because it's going to be about long-term investing. And also it's going to be talking about you need to have a business or a job or something that makes you money now so you can invest your money in crypto long term. Unless you're a trader, it doesn't matter. All right, how to start a business from scratch. Going to get into that this month. Fat Cat Secrets. Those guys who came to a live experience know how valuable this is, and I'm going to break it down even more. If you are broke Dick Danny or penniless Priscilla, this is what you need, the Superior Mindset Bundle. Check it out. All links are below the video. And this is going to be part of that. Yeah, because I think, let me make sure it's in Hustle Camp. Okay, cool. It is. So Budgeting Like a Millionaire, the ultimate guide to stacking money. I'm going to get very deep into this, and I'm going to work on it today, and I'm going to work on it some tomorrow, because I just gave you an overview of stage one. We've not got to stage 2, stage 3, or stage 4. So just to let you know what that's going to be about. But once again, if you're broke Dick Danny, penniless Priscilla, this is where you need to start. Then you need to, well, if you have a business, this is more for people who have a business or have a lot of assets, aka money, and how to start a business. I'm gonna polish this up a little bit. Once again, it's super credit. Links are below. And like I said, budgeting like a millionaire. I'm gonna get really deep and philosophical in this because the money mindset is just that. And I got to step back and realize, because I didn't always have this mindset. I developed this mindset probably around age 32. And it came because I got laid off 3 times in 18 months. I went through a lot of hardship, and it just realized that I had to take care of me. There was no Superman. There was nobody going to come to my aid. And it's just like, okay, I got to do this. And then I started to see opportunities. Like, I'll tell you, and this is so wild. How I got the job at Rent-A-Crate. I got laid off, and the guy said, I can get you to 2 more weeks, right? And I said, nah, I'll go home and figure it out. Because at that point, something in me that kept me into the masses and that kept me into the traditional way of doing things, it broke. It just went, snapped. So I went home, took sheet and paper, just like I'm telling you. I had the stuff taped to the wall, and I called it Scheme Incorporated. It's like, how am I going to get a job? I got to do something better. So I found 5 jobs on monster.com that I could do. And then I created a resume tailored for those jobs, and I created references because I realized something. They check you out, but no one checks out the reference. And I was like, huh. Now, this came to me when I was in a position where my mind was wide open. And it's like, they don't actually check the references. They just call. They never checked the company. It was just a phone number and a voicemail. Got the job at Rent-A-Crate. And then I like tripled my income. And this is one of the reasons I was like, don't quit your job until your job gets in the way of your money. And I matriculated out of a job into a business that I built while I had a job. GC Solutions was built and had made $30,000 long before I quit. Now, I was a commissioned salesperson, so if I didn't sell anything, I ain't getting paid. So it was like that job was pretty much being self-employed. I just had the support and the back staff of the office and access to the furniture, which once I went on my own, I found out really wasn't that hard to get. You know, keep a job. So for those of you who need help, go under the video. Be sure to pick out the course that will help you, that you may need. I'm going to put some more write-ups and stuff in there. I'm going to kind of explain what they are and what they do. That's something I also have to do today. And like I said, you know, this is just an overview. This will be free. This will be part of the course. And there will be a lot more that's coming. Oh, let's see what's going on in the chat room before I bounce. Let's see. Latanya James, I'm going to talk about that later. Jay Fleming, mindset shift is life changing. Once that switch flips, it's a wrap. That's true. I mean, I've been like this since 39, and I just can't go back to the way I used to be. Oh, for those of you who are, hold on. Let's talk about crypto. I think crypto is here forever. I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't think Bitcoin is the coin that's going to be it because it's just too hard to use for transactions. And with that said, I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere. But I sold my position, my Bitcoin for 18K. Let's see if it finds it. It is wild how I sold my Bitcoin. All right. So here's the channel. This is where I'll be talking about cryptocurrency, but I'm not going to be talking about trading first. I'm going to be talking about long-term investments. I've got my assistant Belinda. She's written up 2 articles, I think, so far, 3, and I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to put that as a course, or I don't really know how I'm going to do that, but it's going to be a different kind of crypto, because the thing is, I think there's a lot of hype with crypto, and there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of how can I say it? There's a lot of scams going on. And when I say, no, not pump and dump, there's a lot of illegal stuff that's going on because cryptocurrency is not regulated, right? So they can do what they want, and it's just not going to be a problem. But I'm probably going to do another video tomorrow, and I'll, as I build it out, this is what I'll be talking about. I'll be talking about cryptocurrency, how to do it, just different topics on that channel. So if you want to subscribe, this is where I'll be talking about crypto. Well, I guess it would be helpful to show you this. So that's just go Digital Citizen, and I guess I should put it on my channel banner page. But this is the crypto thing, because one of the things is, I don't want to mislead you guys. I want to give you good, solid information to make practical, decisions. And I don't really think, because the whole thing with crypto is, it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. You can make so much money. I don't think crypto is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I think that you could start a bakery, and if you did it right, you would make more money with that bakery than with crypto. I see crypto as, for many people, as a way to get rich very quickly without doing much. That's the way I see it. And maybe something will come along and change it, because I think the fundamentals of crypto, the reasons that it was built, are great, but we've gotten past that. And a lot of reasons that Bitcoin was created, you can't even do it. You can't use it that well. High transaction fees, slow processing times. One person sent $100 to their friend, and after the fees, that person got $50. That is not going to work. And there is no bank, there is no store or nothing that's big that's going to take Bitcoin as long as it's doing crazy stuff like that. That's just my opinion. All right. I don't offer affiliate marketing opportunities because I don't know how to set it up. So there's none like that. 30s is the age of reasoning for most men. I know it is for me. Tony Jones, I heard all bad stuff about crypto, Bitcoin. They say it's like a user ID and a password. If you lose it, your money's gone forever. Well, if you don't know how to operate a wallet, that could be the case, but we'll discuss all that. Ganja, crypto isn't for the weak of heart. If you don't have a stomach for it, don't bother investing. Well, you'll see. It's like 16K now. Yeah, I know. I'm not putting a lot of money in crypto. And the reason I'm not putting Ganja, even though I have crypto, I build on the business. Y'all need to learn about crypto before speaking on it. What do you mean we need to learn about crypto before speaking on it? See, this is the things that crypto has become a religion to some people. Kind of like the Crips and the Bloods, and like, hey, you don't do the Crip walk unless you're a Crip, or some other stuff like this. It has become like a religion. And that is problematic, because if Bitcoin is to be what it was supposed to be, it's going to be a utility and a financial tool, not power, not other. But a lot of people, because the average person doesn't have hope. The average person just doesn't. And they don't think they're going to do well. They don't think they're going to make any money. And that's why they're jumping on this crypto thing like it's the hottest thing ever, because they really have no faith in their self, their abilities. Because I made way more money building a business than I ever made from crypto. And I bought some at 2010 when it was like 8-9 cents. And the thing is, I don't see me jumping into crypto really early and buying some makes me a financial genius. It was like, I bought it, I held on to it for many years, it appreciated. I mean, it's so simple, a monkey could do that. I mean, come on, it's not like that. Now, for some of these trading things and whatever they're doing, I don't know nothing about that, but I'll learn. But Bitcoin fees are high. Trying to buy it and move it is high. Transaction fees are high. Investing your Bitcoin in some of these foreign exchanges is extremely risky because a lot of them disappear. One Chinese exchange just shut down and took everyone's Bitcoin. So that's kind of crazy. This is the thing with the affiliate program. If you set up an affiliate program, to make your affiliate program work, you have to put just as much effort into being, designing an affiliate program as you do building it. I'm still building this. Jay Fleming, that leads to cult-like emotional investing, pretty much. All right, so be sure to get the appropriate course. Be sure to get on the text notification list because I'm going to do something special tonight. And I will see you guys later because I'm about to go have some breakfast before they stop serving it.